Everybody's ZZ Emporium. A few things in this video, three things I really wanted to go over. Most importantly, we're looking to hire somebody. So if you know of anybody or if you're interested, stay tuned for this video at the end. You know, that's what we'll go over at the end, but I just want to go over a few things, items with the playtest, scandal, debacle, whatever. Last video, 18,000 views. That's like our channel's 2020 numbers right there. But that, where the business is, and then why, you know, we're hiring somebody else. It'll all go together. So, beta play test. We have refunded everybody. We got back 55 of the 60 cards, and we sent it today via FedEx Express. I paid the $45, whatever it was, express option on CDC. I didn't want it ground. I just want it there as fast as possible. 5 of the cards we didn't get back because it was shipped internationally. And, you know, if you guys ever use eBay international shipping, once somebody opens a return, eBay just automatically closes it and refunds the buyer. So I don't know if eventually eBay is going to submit those 5 cards or it's going to eventually come back to me. I don't know. The crux of it, though, is that all 60 items were refunded. And it's off to CDC. It was kind of a pain process. You had to go in and enter every single cert into the little form, and then put declared value. And I just put the declared value, have a spreadsheet of what everything sold for, and we will actually see what happens. We will update as we get updates on that. I'm sure it's not going to be next week, here's your check. I'm sure it's going to be quite the process, but I'll update you on that. In terms of the business, that was a big hit to the business, of course, but it's just been crazy, the amount of sales, the amount of volume that we've had here. Ever since we reopened in July, you guys don't know, we moved from Flagstaff, Arizona to Indianapolis, Indiana. And that was we shut down the business in like all of June, some of even May, I believe. We notified and, we're shutting down. So like a month and a half that was shut down. Then we reopened July 1st. Back here, every month is bigger than the last. August is more than July, September is more than August, on and on. And normally, every single year, January's been we've had a decline. Not this time. This boom in Pokemon, whatever this is, and, all TCGs has really created an amazing amount of volume, an amazing amount of sales. We're going to have as much sales in February than we did the entirety of, 2023. Is that right? More in February than we had in 2020. No, more in 2022. We've had, I can just spew off a bunch of numbers. I mean, in February, we're going to have more sales than we had in July, August, and September combined. I mean, it's unbelievable at this point. I mean, that's what happens when regular illustration rares are worth $100, $200, $300, $400. And, these alt arts, they're all worth thousands of dollars. It's pretty insane. When you have high pop stuff that's, in the tens of thousands, that still gets a major money, the amount of volume just explodes out of nowhere. So, with that, we are looking to hire somebody. We had actually had a call with somebody who I really liked, still like, but really liked to actually come here, but he didn't live in Indianapolis area, would have to relocate, and it's just not something that we're looking for. We've done the relocation game before, with Cam, and it maybe made more sense when we were in a town of 50,000 or 60, whatever Flagstaff had, but we have a town, it's Indianapolis. It's millions of people. We're going to be able to find somebody, and that's who we want. You're going to have to come in here physically into the office. It's not a remote job. And, I think it's a really, really good opportunity to someone who is really deep into TCGs and really loves this stuff and wants to do something where, you're just engulfed in this stuff. You're going to see just everything and anything here. So we're really excited about that because, at this point, I mean, if next month's sales go down 50%, we still need somebody. I mean, it's that crazy the amount of stuff. Both our employees are at their capacity, past capacity. Lauren and I are working, around the clock. So, this person will come in, and really the biggest things that we're looking for is hardworking, of course, duh. Trustworthy, of course, duh. But you can say that about any job, really. But one of the big things, the big three, if I said hardworking, trustworthy, big thing is you're really, really deep into this. I'm not looking for somebody who is just, widget A and widget B. You don't really care. You're just, shipping or polling or scanning cards. It doesn't really matter what you were doing. It's just a job. We're looking for somebody who, we can talk, the people in the office we can talk shop with, it's like, oh, you get a cool card. It's like, oh, wow, this, or, discuss the, what's going on in the market, and, somebody who is deep in this and loves doing this. I mean, you guys know me from years of being on YouTube, but, one of our employees has literally submitted probably 250,000, 300,000 cards to PSA and CGC. He's a big error collector. He knows about the market. He's deep into it. He flips cards. He's into, Facebook groups, and, he's deep into it. This is what he does, even on his off time, he converses and is thinking about Pokemon, all the time. And, our other employee is literally a professional Lorcana player, right? He top 8, was in the top 8, in the national championships, and is going to the world championships, probably one of the top 16 players on earth in Lorcana, competitively, and was a competitive Pokemon player. And I believe he also played Magic, and, so he's a competitive player. He flips cards, and, that's us. That's who we are. We're not just, it's not just a job of like, hey, I just want to come in and, tell me what the process is and I leave. We want somebody who really enjoys this stuff and can really grow here. And there's a lot that can be done. There's a lot you can learn. There's a lot that we need. And I think anybody who we have employed will tell you the same. You're not really dealing with customers or customer service. You come in, it's it's a chill job, but at the same time there is a lot to do. But yeah, it's when you're shipping orders or picking stuff or scanning cards or whatever it is that's needed to be done. I mean, just put on a podcast or a video and watch it while you kind of zone out, or talk to. We can all talk about, what's going on in the market and, things that are happening. It's just, it's not, I think it's not like any other job, and it's really something that I think a lot of people would enjoy. So if you're interested in that, I'll probably put the email in the description, but it's the same email that people used for consignment, just consign@zngemporium.com. Lauren and I are in there checking emails and responding to people. Right now it's kind of, eventually we'll probably have to have like Lauren at zngemporium.com and James at zngemporium.com, because sometimes like questions for me or questions for Lauren, because she does the payouts and I do, kind of the sales operations part of it. But we will see that and we will review it. And, just tell us kind of like a little bit about yourself, history, why you'd want to, be considered, and we will move on from there. But anyway, just to recap the video, playtests are out to CGC. Let's hope. Let's see what actually happens there. There's no really hope. I say hope, but it's like, they're putting fraud alerts on that, and they put out a statement about, this fraud, and there's like contact at fraud or something at CGC on the pop report. So I think they're kind of admitting that there was a fraud there, and they have an authenticity guarantee. So we'll actually see what happens there. And business is booming. Thank you to everybody who has submitted. I mean, I think last week was the first time we had over 100 consigners in a week, which might seem like it actually seems like just how much we're growing and how many people to have the first time to have 100. It just doesn't really, a lot of people think it's like, oh, I need 1,000 or I need 10,000, customers to actually be huge. I mean, we're growing crazily, and we have a record of 100 consigners in a week. I mean, and that might have been multiple. That's just like packages. I mean, there are people that ship like 3 packages, so it might have actually been like 90 or something consigners, and we're looking for a 3rd employee, and I'm working full time, and Lauren's basically the past couple weeks working full time. So you have 5 full time people with 100 consigners. But yeah, thank you to everybody for watching and supporting the last video. It meant a lot, and we will see what actually happens with that. Anyway, thanks again for watching. We'll talk to you again soon.